that Raider offense. Their offensive line, its strength, the middle three, the center, and the two guards. They have been controlling the line of scrimmage, backs and receivers. The key here, the blocking of fullback Steve Smith, the running of Marcus Allen. On passing downs, Smith is replaced by Tim Brown, thus giving Jay Schrader 3 quality wide receivers. Smith and Allen, the running back. And Schrader to Marcus Allen. Has the first down as he goes across the 30 to the 33-yard line, where Jeff Bryant makes the tackle. That Seattle defense, defensive front 7. Rufus Porter, number 97, has become a force to be reckoned with. On passing downs, Seattle is now beginning to move him around while bringing out Joe Nash and the other 2 linebackers. Thus, Melvin Jenkins, Robert Blackman, and James Jefferson make a total of 7 defensive backs. They'll be tested today. Play action fake, looking to go deep. He fires on target. Seattle territory, 44-yard line, Mervin Fernandez. Patrick Hunter with a tackle and a gain of 23 yards on the play. Raider again with all the time in the world, goes deep. This time it is Willie Gault to the 27-yard line. Eugene Robinson with a tackle after a gain of 19. Willie Gault's in motion. Gault has it, and he is out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Second down, Gault in motion. Coming back to this side to the tight end, Ethan Horton. And Horton to about the 11-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4 as Patrick Hunter and Rufus Porter bring him down at that point. 3rd down and 4. Is Tim Brown as he goes to the 5-yard line and has the first down. And he goes to the 1-yard line.
Part of the problem of the Raiders in the past has been their ability to finish. They've done an outstanding job this year of finishing drives when they get near the goal line, getting it in the end zone.
Marcus Allen on NFL Live earlier today in a live interview said that he had asked for a trade before the season started.
Well, that would have been the time to do it, too. That would have been the fortuitous time to have him traded across town to the Rams, because then he could have been reunited with his old college coach, Green. But now, I think the trade's not going to happen. I think it's going to be too late.
And Marcus, usually you look for him to go over the top here, but this time he slides to the right. He does not make it in. And Joe Kane is there to plug up the hole.
Near the end of the first half, the first time they played with Marcus going over the top.
Play action fake to Marcus, the throw to Smith. It's there, touchdown, Steve Smith. So a very impressive opening drive for the Raiders.
Charlie, when you have a weapon like Marcus Allen, somebody that you know is going to go over the top, I mean, here's a guy that scored 84 touchdowns, so you got to figure on 3rd down, you're going to go to your bread and butter. He turns out to be the ideal decoy. Here you see the play action, everybody bunches in. Steve Smith just sidesteps there, and he's wide open in the flat for the touchdown.
And as Steve Smith told us yesterday, I just wait my turn. Well, it became his turn for the touchdown.
He's definitely one of the unsung heroes for the Raiders. Terrific ball player.
And the extra point by Jaeger is up, and it is good. Rick and Paul Scansey come in as extra wide receivers. Seattle on offense for the first time in the ballgame. And they open up with Fenner, and he has a couple of yards to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8, so let's look at the defense for the Raiders. Their front 7 with Howie Long and Mike Wise both out with injuries, so Los Angeles today will use a lot more situation substitutions. On passing downs, Bob Golick and 2 linebackers will come out. Aaron Wallace comes in as a pass rusher. Then Torrin Doran and Elvis Patterson join a secondary that plays man coverage 50% of the time. That is the most in the National Football League. Craig on the pitch to Johnell, and he is dropped for a loss. He'll lose a couple back to the 35 as Ricky Ellison really nailed him. And yesterday he told us he's having fun playing ball. Craig from the shotgun. Has pressure to the backside, dumps it off underneath, And John L. goes across the 45, so he'll pick up the first down. Craig Tefenner, who goes up, pulls it down, and makes a great move. Outstanding reception, makes a move after he comes down, picks up the first down. Tom Benson with the tackle.
Reminds me a little bit of Calvin Hill.
And here he is. And he breaks it clean, and inside the 30, first down, he's out of bounds.
And if a quarterback tells you that, that has to say a lot about the play.
Craig rolling right, stops, steps back, fires, and it is complete. Then dropped. It's incomplete.
Oh, no. That's tough. Travis McNeil doesn't get that many chances.
Third down and 9 at the 27-yard line.
If you're asking me if I'd have caught that ball, yeah.
Oh, you had it all the way. Pressure from the backside, and he is down at the 40-yard line. A loss of 13 yards. Scott Davis got it. Now from their own 20-yard line. Their first drive started from their own 19. And they come out throwing again. Willie Gault. Gault a good inside-outside move. And he picks up the first down as he goes to the 34-yard line. Gain of 14. Eugene Robinson makes the tackle. And here is Ethan Horton. And he breaks a couple of tackles. And he goes to the 40-yard line of Seattle.
Boy, I like to see the Raiders use that tight end. Makes my heart feel good.
Is that what it was? I was wondering what you were talking about. And here's Marcus Allen, and Marcus makes the cut. And he'll go to the 30-yard line. He'll pick up the first down before Robinson and Hunter make the tackle. A gain of 11 yards on the play.
One of the things that you look at in an older running back is his ability to make those moves behind the line. What happens when you reach the age of 30 is sometimes you get a little bit slower. Obviously, he has not gotten slower. Take a look at this. 7,529 yards and 84 touchdowns. And for the life of me, I don't understand why in the last 4 years he has been in and out of the doghouse of Al Davis. Al Davis, remember on NFL Live, mentioned the point. He says, I don't want to have a tailback featured offense, but isn't it ironic that the last full season the Raiders had a winning record was in 1985 when they were 12-4, and Marcus Allen led the NFL in rushing with 1,759 yards.
Raiders pass is complete outside Fernandez. Fernandez inside the 10 and out of bounds. And here is Marcus. And he'll go to the 4-yard line. It'll be second down and goal to go. Let's check the 10-minute ticker. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
This is a terrific catch by Mervin Fernandez. It doesn't look like it's that difficult, but Jay Schrader can really throw a bullet. And right here, you're going right in the middle of the field. You know you're going to get hit. He reaches up with the hands, takes the collision there from Blackman, but he ends up winning. He has the touchdown. Look at that. It knocked his helmet practically clean off. And once again, Jay Schrader, he looks like the master out there today. He's having a terrific game.
The extra point is good. And the score, Los Angeles 14, Seattle nothing. 12:01 left to go in the second. I know you've in Southern California. The weather is awesome today. It always is when we're out of town.
Now, why would you do that to the new kid on the block? Try to fake him out like that.
Good job. Here's Derek Finner to the 21-yard line. So it's going to be third down and 9. Raiders ball at the Seattle 48. Greg Bell is now the running back. And he picks up 3 yards to the 45. It'll be second down and 7 as Jeff Bryant makes a tackle. And when we talked to the Seattle defenders yesterday, to a man they said the Raiders are a better offensive team when Marcus Allen is in there. Now, why is he out?
Trying to keep the Seahawks off balance.
And here's Steve Smith.
Well, you know, getting back to your point, though, you know, here they have all of these tailbacks. You know, obviously next week Bo is going to come in and they're not going to have enough footballs that everybody's complaining about. Art's comment to us was the fact that he wants those people to put their egos at the door and do what's best for the team. To limit them to 8 to 10 carries per game per person, I think is counterproductive.
Third down and 2. Schrader again, lots of time. The pass over the middle is complete to Ethan Horton, and he was wide open. Jerry Wooden finally downs it. and he gives off to Greg Bell. 3rd down and 7. On target, flags are down. The reception was made at the 9. And then Willie Gault fell back to the 11. We'll check out the flag. It will go against the Raiders. 3rd and 17. It is complete to Horton, and Horton may have the first down. As the passing offense of the Raiders continues to beguile the Seahawks.
I was going to say, the Raiders have had a lot of success with that sort of transition, running backs to tight ends. They did it with Billy Cannon, now they did it with Ethan Horton, and they did it with another guy from Brigham Young whose name escapes me.
And me also. 5 on 3rd down conversions. This is 3rd and 8. And it is complete at the 6-yard line, and that should do it for the first down. Tim Brown rolls to the 5, and Jenkins and Robinson were there for Seattle.
People have been wondering about Tim Brown. You know, he had the major knee surgery last year and missed the entire season. And they're waiting for him to return to the productivity he had in his rookie season in 1988. He might have been their best wide receiver then. It's a tremendous catch. You know what else I like about this? I know this might not be terribly relevant. He's doing it barehanded. Well, another thing, too, is that in 1988, when he was having all those yards, Mervyn Fernandez had not hit stride. He was still trying to adjust from the Canadian game. And as a result, he got a lot more offensive plays than he's been getting this year because of the fact that Fernandez is playing so well.
Marcus is back in there. And the pass is complete to Ethan Horton. Now, what happened? The defense saw Marcus going out of the left flat, and they all went with him, and Horton was wide open.
Charlie, we mentioned a little while ago that Steve Ortmeyer had said that Ethan Horton might be the next Pro Bowl tight end for the Raiders, and it certainly looks like it today. He is having a field day with the Seattle secondary. Here you get a chance to see it's a play-action pass to the left of your screen. You'll see Horton take off. The man who's over him has him in coverage, but he's got to be thinking run first, and as a result, he takes that one step forward, and Horton's wide open. Look at the reaction of Schrader. Boy, oh boy, 3 touchdown passes. Those stats are piling up.
He may be the next Pro Bowl quarterback. He keeps playing like this. Here's the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And the Raiders are now out in front, 21-0. 3rd and 4. Good protection. He goes deep, and the pass is complete far side. Yes. First big play that the Seahawks have made. 23 yards to Jeff Chadwick. He has reported, as Dick Enberg told you on NFL Live. In fact, Art Shell said he thought about he'd come out on Thursday and maybe play a couple of downs in this game. He said, no way. Ron Heller on the receiving end. He goes out of bounds. Stating all the scores, the numbers, the stories behind the numbers, everything that's gone on today. And open at the 5-yard line is Jeff Chadwick, and it'll be first down and goal to go with 1:42 left to go in the first half. And so the Seahawks, trailing 21-0, are pasting together an 80-yard touchdown drive, a gain of 24 on that play.
They should not go to the 3 tight end offense right here, Charlie. They should stay spread out.
Craig rolls, pumps, throws, not down.
Charlie, the reason I'm saying that is because of the fact that you know that they're going to throw in this situation, because if they run, they're going to have to use up their timeouts.
Craig drills a touchdown.
See the difference, Charlie? When you come with all those wide receivers, it spreads out the field.
Paul Scansey. And he has his first touchdown of the year. And now Norm Johnson with the point after. And it is good. So the Seahawks are on the board. The score, the Raiders 21 and Seattle 7. And now with 1:31 time remaining in the first half. We'll be back with a kickoff in a moment. Live to the kickoff. It is high and it is short. And Ron Brown is the return man. He fumbles. Seattle has the ball at the 35-yard line. First turnover of the ball game.
Charlie, right there, that is the reason why the Rams gave up on Ron Brown. If you remember last year, a crucial Monday night game against the San Francisco 49ers, they're ahead 27-10. The 49ers started to come back, and sure enough, Ron Brown coughed up the kickoff that enabled the 49ers to have the victory.
At the 35-yard line of the Raiders. And he's got 3 timeouts in his pocket. He just dumps this off underneath to John L. Williams. It's just an L. I said, why John L? And he says, because that's the way Mother calls me, John L.
There's a precedent for that.
You bet.
J.D. Hill, when he was with the Buffalo Bills, his name was J.D., didn't stand for anything.
And here is Finner. He's got the first down, and he is near the 20-yard line.
Well, getting lost in the success of Schrader is the fact that look at Craig, 11 for 16, 101 yards and a touchdown. He hasn't been too shabby either.
No, he hasn't. Good defensive play by Torrendorn. Scansey, the intended receiver. 3rd and 20. Craig again with protection. Now he throws, has a man open. It's Kane in zone. Touchdown, Tommy Kane.
That's exactly what happens when you're able to buy the time. This is one of those situations where Dave Adolph might regret the fact that he was only rushing with 3 people. The forte of the Raiders has been the sack. They're second in the National Football League in sacks going into this game.
As Craig celebrates on videotape. And a pull within 7, and it is good.
Now, you would think, Charlie, that if you could have told the fans when they came into the Coliseum that, hey, you're going to be up 21-14 at halftime, you'd have thought that they'd have cheered and been really excited about it. Now we hear a smattering of boos. Boy, turnover is the big story. That turnover led them back into the game because the difference between being up 21-7 or 21-14 is monumental, particularly for 2 teams whose emphasis upon ball control.
John L., and he's going to pick up the first down as he stretches out to the 44-yard line.
Flag is down. I think they're going to get Harden for a face mask. Of course you're going to get your legs involved. Right here, terrific form right here by John L. right to the face of Harden. And here you'll get a chance to see it. He pulls him down, and where's that right leg?
Right there.
It spins around, and sure, it trips him a little bit.
I agree with you.
That was part of the inertia.
I agree.
Should have let that one go. That's tick-tack.
The ball now at the 46-yard line. The Raiders are swinging out to John L. Good move by John L. as he loses the first would-be tackler. That was Tom Benson. And thus far, Brian Blades has been shut out of the offense for Seattle. As Craig said, he's got to get used to double coverage, and they haven't been going to him. Here's the far side, and John L. Williams, again, losing a would-be tackler, passes 2 more. And John L. has his 7th reception of the ball game before Ricky Ellison makes the tackle, and he picks up 23 yards on the play. 2nd and 9. Craig looks right, throws, pass is complete, and this is Finner, his 2nd reception of the ball game, and he is stopped by Terry McDaniel. The 2 previous touchdowns for Seattle. Little play action fake that nobody pays a fumble, and the Raiders may have it. They do. Bill Pickel.
Charlie, we mentioned Greg Townsend. Greg is the one that made that play. Greg Townsend, in my mind, is absolutely the best football player in the league that has never been to the Pro Bowl. Once again, the Seahawks go to the misdirection, thinking that 3rd time is a charm, but it was not. Greg Townsend with a big play. Here you'll see it. The play fake, John. They're trying to get Townsend out. He wasn't fooled. Right here, big hit, and he strips the ball going down. Terrific play there by Townsend, because otherwise, if he doesn't use his left hand and getting the ball out, it's just going to be a sack. Watch his left hand come around right there and tip it out before he gets on the ground. Pickel right there for the recovery for the Raiders.
And Marcus Allen is the ball carrier. Fumble just a little bit, still manages to pick up a couple of yards, maybe 3 on the play. Joe Nash makes the top. Horton is the tight end on the left side. And almost an option. And it's going to come up short. Marcus Allen on the pitch. 9 rushes for 34 yards. Now quickly stepping up to the huddle. And the quick out pattern, because it was there, and it's Scansey as the Raiders defense was slow reacting. And a first down at the Raiders 40-yard line.
That's a clutch statistic right there. More than half of your catches come on 3rd down. Of course, then again, most of Scansey's playing time comes on 3rd down.
That's right. Derek Finner, a step, maybe 2. That's about it. Golick and Townsend shut him down. 2nd and 8. And here is John L. And he's got a first down at the 25-yard line. Double slot on the left side. And here is John L. And he's going to have a couple of yards to the 23. And John L. carries. 𝐀𝐦𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐧 makes the tackle.
Once again, the three-man rush. A lot of time.
The pass is complete, but it is going to be short of the first down. Tommy Kane is the man who pulled it in, and he was wrapped up immediately by Lionel Washington, and it's going to be a yard short. Feasel to snap, Kemp to hold, Norm Johnson the kicker. And it is good from 33 yards away, and so the Seahawks pull ever closer. It's now Raiders 21, Seattle 17.
Well, you know, Al Davis a month ago on NFL Live said that no team ever makes it to the Super Bowl with a tailback-oriented offense. Well, obviously, I don't know about his memory, but a guy named Riggins, a guy named Joe Morris, and a guy named Peyton won some Super Bowls. There you got a chance to see that the Raiders, unlike the league average, it's 60-40 run to pass, except for today, which has a very nice balance.
First down Raiders, Schrader back, throws, pass is complete. And he goes to Marcus Allen, and it's going to be close to the first down. I believe he's got it.
To a man, the defender said that they're much more frightened when Marcus is in the game.
Schrader goes deep, incomplete. Fernandez changed gears past the defender, still could not quite get to it. Harper and Glasgow had double coverage on it. Seattle from their own 18-yard line, first down. Craig looks left, throws back right to Finner. The Allen in, and he loses the football. He's going to be down, though. The official on the near side is saying that he was down.
He threw the little blue thing in there. I think that indicates where the ball is.
Well, then that means that the ball was loose.
Looked to me like he was down as well.
I thought he was pointing that the play was down. No, you're right. He was throwing the little beanbag in to mark the spot of the turnover. Eddie Anderson comes up with it. We'll take another look.
Nice spin move right here. He evades two people. Still moving right here. He cuts inside. Is his knee down before the ball goes out? No, it isn't.
No.
Good call by the official. The ball is loose.
Raider, a play-action fake. Now he is chased out of the pocket, and he is sacked at the 32-yard line by Jeff Bryant.
They say that once you hit 30, bad things happen, but I don't think so. Look at Marcus Allen. He's 30.
It is young. Okay. Trust me, it is young. Second and 18. Schrader has pressure, throws, passes completed the 15-yard line. And here's Marcus Allen. And he goes to the 9-yard line. He has 3. It'll be second down and 7. Tony Woods and Eugene Robinson on the tackle. And here is Smith. 5-yard line. It's going to be third down. There's still a couple to go for the first down.
This will be an interesting decision here on the 5-yard line. Do you go to your 3 tight end set? You spread them out a little bit, mixing up both run and pass.
Marcus in motion. Looking to Marcus. And Schrader's going to have to run out with it at the 5.
They're going to call a penalty on Wooden. Wooden hit him a little ways out of bounds.
The Raiders will go with the field goal attempt. I agree with this. Here's the kicking battery.
And you're probably right here. You want to go up 10. You want to go up by a touchdown with 10:34 left in the game. You're right. This is a good decision.
From 22 yards away, Jaeger hits. And the margin goes back to 7. 24-17. Finner now in motion. Craig goes deep to Finner, and he's got it. He has got it at the 17-yard line. Second time in the ball game that he's made a great reception. He picks up 50 yards on the play. 2 spectacular receptions, 2 others for a total of 478 yards. John L. Swift makes the cut, comes back. He's going to lose about half a yard, maybe a yard. Bob Golick is there to cover him. Finner is in motion. Craig scrambles, and he throws to Finner on the left side, and he's at the 12-yard line. Seahawks could well be within 4-down range. Incomplete. Now, do you go for the field goal or do you go for the first down?
You got to kick the field goal here. 7 minutes and 17 seconds left. There's plenty of time for their defense to stop the Raiders and get the ball back. But what you do have to do is make the field goal here. And Norm Johnson over the last 3 games has struggled.
Beazle is the snapper. Kemp is the holder. And it is no good. It is no good. The trials and tribulations of Norm Johnson continue. Slater to throw on first down. And he drops it off to Fernandez, who's having an outstanding game. Patrick Hunter makes the tackle. First down, Los Angeles at their own 41-yard line. 5:15 time remaining in the ball game as Marcus Allen carries on NBC. Steve Smith is the ball carrier, and now the Raiders are working on the clock. 4:26 and counting. Time remaining as Joe Nash and Rufus Porter make the stop. 3rd down and 2. Crucial play for the Raiders. They have the first down. Wide open is Willie Gault, and the clock will continue to move. 36-yard line remaining. Trader now 19 of 24, 235 yards. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns. And he gives here to Marcus Allen. And Allen will pick up about 4.
Once again, the right side of that offensive line. Give some credit to both Montoya and Steve Wright as they open up a hole. Seattle takes the timeout because they see what's happening here.
Fake to Marcus. Going back on this side to Ethan Horton. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. 3rd and 10. It is a first down. It is Jeff Chadwick with still another big play. Chadwick has been making them 1 per game at least. He picks up 32 yards. Then the Raiders first down, 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Craig is pulled down. Townsend got a fistful of jerseys.
That is some amazing hand strength, Charlie. It looked to me like Mattis did a terrific job of keeping him to the outside. But Townsend is able to get the hand in there. This is where the tackified gloves pay off. Look at him coming upfield. That's a pretty good angle. Mattis has him there. Look how strong with the right hand, pulling him down by the jersey. Greg Townsend, big play.
At the Seattle 45. Just a little high, but catchable. Kane should have had it. Buying time. Incomplete. Tommy Kane, the intended receiver. 4th and 7th. Ricky Hundley leading the cheer. 6 in the secondary. Seahawks need 17. No, they're going to rule that he does not come down with both feet inbounds. Brian Blades, who has been shut out in the game, and he was right at the first down marker.
He's got to be a little bit frustrated, but I think, Charlie, even if he comes up with the ball, it's a little bit short. Brian Blades had 77 catches for over 1,000 yards and was a Pro Bowl performer last year. So far this season, he's only caught 11. Right there, you see the right foot is right on the line. It's a good call by the officials to be right on top of it. It goes over.
And this man, Art Shell, to a man, when we talked to the Raiders yesterday, all talked about Art Shell, and and you may have heard the story, and that is the fact that there were, and you of course know it, that a fight broke out during practice or during preseason on the practice field, and he let them go at each other for a while, and then he stepped in and says, break it up. They didn't break it up. He stepped between them. He pulled them apart. He said, when guys say break it up, you break it up, or
you're going to take me on pads or not in pads. And when Ricky Ellison was recounting the story to us, he says, somehow I don't see Bill Walsh or George Seifert doing that. And I said, you're right. Art Shell has a commanding aura with his players. But he would have anticipated both Seattle and, well, many people felt that Seattle was going to have some problems, but Denver at 2-4, I don't think so.
I do feel this way about the Seattle Seahawks. Throw out that first ball game against the Bears where they did not play well. Since then, I think they have played as well as they possibly can under this man that you saw, Chuck Knox.
Well, I think you're right. And it's clear that this is somewhat of a rebuilding year for Seattle, but they're playing up to their capabilities. Today was just an example of the fact that the Raiders had them overmatched.
For the Raiders, Jay Schrader completed 19 of 26, 235 yards and 3 touchdowns. Called 5 receptions for 73. Fernandez 5 for 71. For Seattle, Craig 22 of 36, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns. Spinner 5 receptions for 84 yards. He rushed 10 times for 35. And that's what it looks like in the AFC West.
It appears to me that today, Charlie, the shell game overpowered ground chuck.